Hey guys, my name is Layla, and this is Lay's Lounge. And we're going to deep dive into different topics about love, relationships, personal development. We're going to be talking about TV reviews, TV shows. I love to watch Married at First Sight, Ready to Love, Love is Blind. And that one's coming up soon. So I'll definitely be doing a review. So this is going to be where we're going to have awesome conversations and really just talk about the things that we see going on in our own culture and also in social media. So stay tuned. I'm going to be reviewing Ready to Love episode 1. It's season 10. So let's get started. But first, let's get into this intro.
So I can loosen up and be open.
Okay, so first we have Deanna.
Loosen up and be open.
So we have Deanna here, and what I like about Deanna is I love that she's ambitious, and I love that she's very open and clear about she wants to be kind of like in her soft girl era. Like she's talked about how being a firefighter, she has a lot of like male dominance that she is kind of in within that career field, and also probably happen to be a very independent person. So she's making it clear that she wants to be kind of relaxed and kind of calm. And I completely understand that because me being in the military myself, I completely get it. Like when you're in such a male dominant career field, it can be very daunting, and you kind of start like, I wouldn't say behaving similarly to men, but there is a level of like you gain a little bit more of like independence, self-sufficiency because you're trying to like prove yourself. So I definitely understand where she's coming from. My only concern is I know with firefighters, they have very like odd shifts, like schedules. So I'll be curious to see exactly like how she's going to be able to balance that within a relationship, or if the men are going to be open to that, because I can see her being in something and then she's having that like 40 days on, or 40, I think it's like 45 or 48 days, like they're working and then they're off, and they're working, then they're off. And I just will be curious to see like how would she maintain that with like kids and a new marriage, and like would a man be able to kind of accommodate that and like be flexible with her schedule. So I'm curious to see kind of like what they'll do in this situation, and if some of the men will actually be able to kind of like take a back seat to her career. So we'll see.
Open. Hello. Deanna,
Naeem.
Naeem, good to meet you. I know men is gonna like me because I'm sexy, and who doesn't love this chocolate skin? Like,
What would you do?
I'm a firefighter. Mm-hmm. What? I hope to get a loved one from this. Being in a male-dominated industry, I want to be more feminine at home because I feel like at work I have to have this masculine exterior, and I want to feel like I'm comfortable with somebody else leading me. But no, I would not date another firefighter.
So my only concern also is when she's talking about she wants someone else to lead her, but I think also as women, we have to be able to receive that leadership, you know what I mean? And be able to like take that step back. And yes, I think a man definitely should show up with that leadership capability, but I also think it's a woman's responsibility to also like just lean back and take a step back and let him lead, and don't be so ready to like take over. And I've noticed that that can be very difficult for us, because you're so used to like being dominant, and you're so used to kind of like doing everything on your own, and you really trust your own judgment. You really only trust your own actions. So I'll be curious to see if she's going to be able to like actually relax and take a step back.
When you been a firefighter?
Over 10 years now.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Sagittarius. I like long walks in the park and holding hands and be rubbing feet. That's what you want
This
to
is
say.
Naeem.
How about yourself?
Gym owner.
Fitness, nutrition. I got a spot right on Germantown and Rittenhouse.
Okay.
I helped a lot of firefighters. I went through a lot as a child, trying to identify myself, being adopted. It was like, yo, the love that I'm actually looking for is the love that I need to be giving myself. I make sure that I'm fulfilled. I make sure that, you know, I'm doing things to fill my cup, so attract that and it'll be reciprocated.
How old are you?
42.
When I first seen you, I thought you was about my age. Like
Damn.
35.
Yeah, it's that.
True. What's up, True? Good to meet you.
We got True.
Chillin',
Wayne.
Wayne.
Angie,
What's up, Angie? Nice to meet you.
how long you been in Philly?
3 years total.
You still working on your Phillyism? You lived in Philly a long time?
Been here since
I'm not
Meek Mills was
feeling
rapping
his
on the corner.
hair. Really not.
The
I don't
dusty
know.
braids, okay?
I don't like
You want me to make
the
your plate
hair.
for you too?
Oh man, I wouldn't fight it.
Thank God. I'm Angie. 40 has come and
Angie.
approached, and
Angie is
trying
the
to sleep
bartender.
along.
Got you.
You watching something? Come on, see, that's why I told you, take your heels off, let your toes just breathe.
I've been engaged, and it was the best relationship that I've ever been in. This guy was attentive. He was supportive. He was the best loving I've had. But
Right.
after he proposed, he passed away.
Oof.
He had a heart attack in his sleep.
Oh man.
As soon as I thought this fairy tale has finally happened, it went away. It was like, psych, you won't be happy. But I do have closure. And now I'm definitely ready to love.
I guess we toast.
We can't toast to no
Okay,
water.
so already. Okay, so oof, that's rough. So I guess what I'm gonna be curious to see is if she is actually truly ready, because I don't know if she said what the timeline was of when that happened, but I think if you have found your person and then something traumatic like that happens, I'm not sure if you're going to be truly ready to like pick up and start again soon. But again, I'm not sure. I might have missed it what the timeline was as when he died. But I think, you're going to need a lot of time to grieve. You're going to need a lot of time to process. And so I'm just curious to see if she'll be able to like let him go, because I also think it's going to be tough for someone coming in because they'll know that story. And I don't think anybody wants to live in like a person's like ghost. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the issue that I'm thinking is because I feel like it's not like they just broke up, and he died. Like they were still together. He proposed. I mean, her whole life was going to be with this man. And now that no longer is happening. So I'm just like, is she going to be able to like really truly move on and give somebody else like a really good chance? Or is she just going to kind of like hold back because that person doesn't live up to her ex? You know what I mean? And I just think that it's going to take a specific type of man to be able to not hold that against her and be able to just be himself and allow her to believe in love again. Because I think she also said something key was, I found my person, I found the love, and then it just got snatched away from me. So to me, that sounds like she may have some wound there and I think anybody probably would, and maybe a little bit of fear that if I love again or if I fall again, then I'm not going to be able to like sustain it. Or what if something happens? What if, that happens again? I mean, I think anybody would have that normal level of fear. So I just hope it doesn't like disrupt her trying to find love again. And I really hope that she's been able to take some time to really kind of like digest that and be able to receive love from a completely different person. But we'll see.
Where the shot see?
All right,
Like, no,
all right. We're gonna wait for folks. We gotta wait for everybody.
Hey, ho, make some noise, boy, grab your joints. I'm top of the party, step. But of the big, but of the bang, party over here.
What's your name? Where you from? Uptown.
I don't know. Okay. Just side note real quick, y'all. So I kind of wish, even though I can't remember her name, I think her name's Kiara in this, but I wish some of the ladies would cover up just a little bit more. Like she has really, really big breasts. And I wish we could just pull this up just a tad bit. Because I'm just like, do we need to show that much? Like she's already curvaceous. So you're going to see the body. And I'm just like, do we need the spillage? Like, I just kind of wish she would have maybe found a dress that was a little bit more flattering in that area. I mean, I get it. She wants them to see it, but it's also like, I just, anyway.
Yeah, all day. Yes.
What's your name?
Angie.
Yeah, that's my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I'm a complete 5-star package. I cook for you. We could travel the world, and I could build your dream house. What you get into?
This is bartending.
Bars? What bars you been working at?
Uptown Cafe.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's on S10.
The old Ruben.
That's Ruben. Yeah. I have my own construction company. I love what I do. Sometimes it can swarm my time. So that's why it's pretty important for me to have a partner that's understanding, because I can't stop.
One thing I will say that I do love about a man, I love when a man loves what he does. And the reason why I say that is because I think when you are with someone who does not like where they're at with their career, especially men, career and money, and even lifestyle, I think it's really tough to navigate sometimes because they start going into a different low because they're not where they want to be or they're not where they thought they should be and stuff like that. So I really love that he has found a career that he's passionate about and that he enjoys doing. And it seems like he's a hard worker. So I would definitely love to see a woman kind of come in and be able to be maybe someone that can allow him to enjoy the fruits of his labor a little bit, because it sounds like he just kind of maybe works a lot, and that's fine because he's single and he probably just doesn't have any other, priorities or things that he has going on that he can allow himself to be like a workaholic. But I would love to see a woman kind of come in and maybe give him some more like just relax, kind of enjoy all the things that he creates.
How you doing?
I'm real.
Well, I'm true.
True?
Yes.
For real. True and real. And you're from the Philly area?
Yeah, brotherly love.
Sisterly affection.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kiara.
Hey, how you doing?
What's your name?
Kiara.
Kiara. Nice to meet you.
Kiara, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Eddie.
Hi. We are looking good. The dress is dressing. The makeup is popping, and the hair is laid. Okay.
You from Philly originally?
Yes, I'm from Southwest.
Southwest. Oh, okay.
Growing up, I was a spoiled princess. So open the door for me. Make sure it's flowers there, and make me feel like you're just so happy that I decided to go out with you. What you here for?
Okay.
Hopefully, make a connection with somebody.
Okay, so I do not have a problem with what she's saying. However, I definitely can see men finding her like a bit of a challenge and kind of like a bit of like, I want to win her, but I don't see them wanting to like sustain her. And the only reason why I say that is because I do think it takes a specific type of man that can put his ego and pride aside and really like show her that she's surprised and really kind of show her and treat her and give her the princess treatment that she is obviously accustomed to or used to, or at least once, because we don't really know obviously what her dating past is. But I think she's beautiful. I think men are going to find her very attractive. Body is on T. But I do think she's leaning just a tad bit with the sex that I think she could turn it down just a little bit. But nonetheless, I think also too, she looks good. She knows she looks good, so she wants everybody to see. But what I will say is I do think that men are going to find her high maintenance, maybe too much, or requires too much. And I think it'll take a specific type of guy that is going to be able to kind of allow that, if that makes sense. But I will say that I do really feel like there will probably be a guy that's like, oh, I want to like see what she's about. But as far as like maintaining the relationship, because it's one thing to like do all the things to get the girl, but like to keep her, I think they'll probably get tired of that, honestly. And I don't have any problem with what she said because I agree with the same sentiments. But I do think she's going to have to find a guy that literally believes the same thing.
Somebody that's magical.
Okay.
Right? Cheers.
I think I got the little razzle dazzle.
My name John. People call me Jay. I work in the cybersecurity field. Going into this mixer, I felt confident, with my Denzel.
What?
What?
Jay. I'm not really feeling Jay. I don't know. I don't think I find him appealing. and Denzel Walk. Okay. Let me get more.
Showtime. Yeah. Come on, if I come in.
Yes,
Pull up,
yeah.
bro. How you doing? How you doing? My name's Jay. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Jay.
Don't like the braids.
What's going on, bro?
Jay, nice, tall, chocolate, got the braids. Definitely.
Okay.
What made you want to do this experience?
Love been chaotic lately.
Chaotic?
Yeah.
Chaotic.
So you want to find something meaningful.
Right,
Somebody
with
that's on the
substance.
same page.
Right. I'm a single dad. My kid's mom, she's in Virginia, so I have them primarily. My kids are actually excited that I'm looking for love. My daughter, for one, I played T with her and I did her nails, you know, but I think it's different when a woman do it. But I love being a single father at the moment until I find my love.
How old are you?
34.
Okay, 35.
So I learned not to ask a woman that age, but you told me.
Yeah.
That's so crazy how that's there.
Come on, let's do your vows.
We're not.
Tommy did his thing on the mixer. It's a rose petals on the floor, it's champagne. It was a beautiful winery. It felt like a wedding.
I'm sipping today. I'm keeping it cute. My psychic told me that I am going to meet my soulmate in July. Where you at? Hey guys.
Ooh, top is giving a lot.
It ain't dry though. Just
it ain't dry.
I am the spiritualist. I'm burning candles. I'm making tinctures and things. I have never burnt a candle to get a man, but I have burnt a candle to get rid of one. I burn the candle until it's died, and then I bury the candle, and then I bury him.
Okay. I think her name's Sahara. So Sahara is giving a lot. And like I like the shirt, but I don't like it for this particular occasion. I don't think that's the shirt we should have wore for meeting these men. But nonetheless, the spirituality part, I think some of these men are going to find her crazy. And not that she is, just I don't think a lot of people are always super abreast when it comes to spirituality. And she seems very heavy and very deep into it. So hopefully the next batch of guys do not find her a little crazy, because I already know how they feel about her now. But yeah.
Hi. What's your name?
I'm Eddie.
Okay, Eddie. Why you say it with the smile?
why you say that?
Eddie already know what's up.
Hey,
Yo.
come on, come holler at me, baby.
Okay. So I've already seen this, so I wanted to kind of skip through a little bit just because I did see a lot of this already. But so we love that Camille and Cornelius got married. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not see this coming. If anything, I thought they were probably one of the couples that were definitely gonna get like break up. I don't even remember them getting engaged. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see that they got married, or they're getting married soon. And I think it just goes to show that every journey is completely different. I mean, because the way Camille came on strong. Okay, like she was strong, and she was like, "You are my man." And honestly, I thought he was gonna go the other way with another woman, but it kind of just worked out that Cornelius wanted Camille. But it's great. Love that for them. Hopefully they can continue with their happy relationship and have a great marital bliss. I think this is the first couple that's actually gotten married. I know Simone and Rashid was engaged, and they got engaged on one of the other seasons, but they unfortunately broke up, and I can't remember why they broke up, but basically they did. So Cornelius and Camille have literally officially tied the knot here. So that is great. That is wonderful. I love their vows. It was very honest, very real. And again, just like I was talking about with Deanna and the other lady, that what Camille said was very key was she had to reevaluate when Cornelius was like, if you want me to be in your life, you got to allow me to let me lead. You have to take a step back, which I think is great. And I think that is a great way for a man to allow a woman to kind of rest in that space and give her the feedback of, I got it. And then Camille receiving that information and receiving that feedback and being like, okay, I don't have to do everything. I can just like let this man lead and let this man be exactly what I've been wanting a man to be. So I thought it was really great. It was very, very nice. So hopefully some of the other ladies and guys can kind of take this and really see that this is possible. And as long as you are coming in genuine and committed, you'll find your person. So this was lovely. Okay.
Okay.
So what I want to do is I want to kind of go and touch on some key parts here where, so I think this guy's name is Wayne. Yes. Okay. So Wayne is apparently a bit of a mama's boy, and I'm not super happy about that. I don't think there's anything wrong with Wayne. I haven't found anything that I think is, or nothing has really popped up that I think is bad, but I am concerned about the mama's boy thing. The other thing he also mentioned was that he wants kids, but he thinks it's going to be really, really fun. And I was hoping that the lady was going to ask like, okay, like what other reasons would you want to have kids, outside of it being just fun? But she didn't ask that. I don't know if they clipped it out or whatever, but that kind of was just like, like, is it just fun? Like, I hope we're kind of understanding that being a parent is going to take a lot more than just it being fun. So I think that's what he said. Let me see.
For me, I'm pretty close with my parents. I would definitely say that I was more of a mama's boy. She has played such an important role in my life. When I do find success, whether that's in business or romance, I give her, a good amount of the credit.
Do you want a lot of kids or you just want?
Between 1 and 3, I for sure want to be a father. And honestly, my nephew's so adorable, man. He's cute and it just looks fun.
Nice.
So I see it. You feel like you got a type?
So you see what I'm saying? Like, I just wish there was a different answer to that question, or maybe like he expounded on it. But again, I know they cut things out. So hopefully there was a bit more of a substance answer to that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with him saying that he thinks it looks fun, but I just hope that doesn't translate as to I only want to be there for the fun parts. The other thing was, like he said, he gave majority of the credit to his mom. And I think a lot of men who are mama's boys, they look for women who are like their mother. And I think that could be a good and bad thing, because if the woman is not like his mom, he's unable to really connect with her. And then the side of it is she's exactly like his mom. And now he has kind of two women like taking care of him in a way. And not saying that that's probably what he's doing, but I think it could be a very tricky situation. And I think as a woman, you just need to see more, because maybe he's not an overly mama's boy. Maybe he just really dearly loves his mom, which is great. And he treats her great. But I just hope he does not like prioritize his mom over his relationship with someone else. Now, what she's about to say is, I think is good, because I think it's good to let a man know that you're attracted to him. But I hope she doesn't just go in with like, you're the guy and that's it. Like, there's nothing else I really need to know. And I feel like a lot of these ladies do that. They just be like, they like zone in on the guy, and we don't know enough about him just yet to be like, that's my man, And also, they have another, like, I think the next episode is going to have all the other, like, half of the other men coming in and women. So we just need to, like, hold off. So let's see.
A type of man?
Yeah, a type that you see yourself dating or you're attracted to.
I'm going to go ahead out there and tell you that I'm actually really attracted to you.
Word. I appreciate that. Same, gorgeous, shorty.
Yeah, like, you're just versatile. That's hot.
I can't wait to see Wayne again. I was happy that he asked for my number, because so far that's home. No, not yet. Too fast, too soon.
Right.
Is it?
A little bit.
Funny how we always find each other.
So yeah, hopefully they, they seem cute together. They seem like they would be good. And she seems very like she gets very mature, very grown. He seems a little young, but I think maybe it just could be his laid back energy, but I'm not sure. Really would love for him to cut his hair. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I don't know. There's something about it. It's giving like, it feels like it's moss on his head. I don't know, but I'm just not feeling it. The beard is on point. Lips are on point. Like he's not a bad looking guy. Just would love for the hair to be gone. Okay. Oof. Okay, this guy. This one right here, Naeem, him with these 5 kids, absolutely not. I don't even know why they allowed him on the show, but of course the show has to have some drama, and I feel like he's gonna be the center of some drama. And he's cute, so a lot of women, I'm sure, are going to overlook the 5 kids thing because it's like every season this happens. So this man has 5 kids with 3 different women. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And he's 42. So I think that's the other thing that's like blowing my mind, because he basically is saying that he's here to find love and that he overly gives a lot of love and he should, receive the same love that he gets back for himself, whatever. I don't believe that. I believe he'd be rushing into relationships or rushing into things and not wrapping it up, obviously, not being careful, and not even considering the fact that you already have kids. Why not be a little bit more careful and be a little bit more intentional about who you're having relations with? And it just seems like he just goes in and there's really no like precaution, and he just ends up with these kids. And I feel like as a woman, that this should be a very, very clear like flag. And if you are okay with him having 5 kids or 3 different women, then I think you need to go in with eyes extremely wide open and really seeing like what are the things that he's not saying that's going to provide clarity about who this man is. Because right now he just says all these great things. He compliments, he flirts, and that's cool and all, but I need to know like who you are. I need to know why you have 5 kids, how these kids happen, why didn't it work out with any of these 3 women. And then he also goes in and he just kind of like slightly goes over it of, yeah, we had a little drama in the beginning. See, no. The fact that you guys had a little drama in the beginning, who's to say that you don't still have drama? Who's to say that they may not see this show and be like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know if he maybe have been having relations with one of them before he even went on the show. So I'm already annoyed with him. And I just hope that these ladies can really see through the BS.
Why
They want to step up.
You sound like you've been through it.
Come on now.
Damn.
Go use the insurance and go get the therapy.
What you think about therapy?
It's essential. Mine was fun. He really broke down those walls. I got to learn a lot about his past traumas, and I'm looking forward to what he has in store for me. It's a therapy.
Here's the therapy and your nails.
Not a damn thing.
And my
Maybe a baby.
And your no nails, not Karen. I love it.
Listen.
I'm not getting...
I didn't even introduce myself. My name's Jay. That's
okay,
me.
let's see.
That's how it works.
Kiki. She definitely caught my eye. I like her energy, and then she curvaceous. I just had to see what was going on real quick. I had to, scope
like
the scenery out.
I feel like going out, trying to meet people.
Right. Nah.
I feel like everybody wants situationships.
She a baddie, so I guess most guys may be intimidated, so they got to put on a persona. When they see.
Okay. The fact that he just called her a baddie, I don't know if this, maybe this is the Philly slang. I wish he would have used a different word than baddie. It's baddie feels very like immature like, but he is 34, so. But I do think that he likes her body. And I think I don't even think that he would necessarily get her if they weren't on this show. Like, I don't know if she'll actually give him a chance, like in the outside world, but I don't know. Let me see. I can't remember if she was feeling him.
About what?
If we was in a club, you got to do extra to get you. Facts, I understand.
Me, I'm trying to read me. You feel like you can look at me and read me.
I'm real loving though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm real genuinely. I got two. Boy and a girl. I mean, I was in a relationship for 11 years. So.
Okay. 100%.
On my left, I walked away. I wanted more of my life. Like, as a man, my kids, they gonna look at me. You want mommy had a problem? Nah. Well, I'm gonna make sure I go get this money. I don't got time to be bickering about the small stuff.
Okay.
You know?
So that's another thing that I'm concerned about. He says he was in a relationship for 11 years. And I think at some point he had mentioned that he was with her when they were 19. So he's about 34 now. So around 30 is when they, I guess, broke up or got, where it's done. And that's when he started doing his own thing, which is fine. But he mentioned something about how he was talking about, I'm going to go out and get this money. And it sounded like he was very much done with that relationship and was very like, I'm just going to go out and get money and I'm just going to do my own little thing when I'm single. But then he also mentions that he isn't going to fight over like small stuff. So I don't know if that translates, meaning he's not going to put up with any type of like disagreements or arguments or things like that if it doesn't like serve him. You know what I mean? Because I think now he's so free from that 11-year relationship that it almost seems like he's going to be very hyper vigilant about what brings him peace and what doesn't. And if you don't see eye to eye, he seems like he's very much a gonna cut and run type of person. And so I don't know. I just feel like if something arises between him and somebody else, and he already in his mind thinks it's gonna turn like sour, he's gonna cut out. So hopefully that's not the case, but that's just what I'm picking up on. I just hope that like he's not the type of dude that's like, look, I'm free, and if you give me any type of headache, I'm out of here. And I feel like he likes her, and I think he puts her on a pedestal as far as like how she looks and whatever, but I don't think he's going to be able to sustain the relationship with her because she's going to require a lot out of him, and it sounds like he is ready to not be super tied down like that, or at least in something else that makes him feel suffocated, or makes him feel like he has to do more than what he wants. So we'll see. I don't think this is really going to be a good relationship, but
okay. So what you
so I just focus on word. I do cybersecurity, so
I like when they were
okay. Yeah, I love the word.
Okay.
I was single for 1 year. Me and my ex broke up because he had issues.
These
That's
two,
big.
You know,
Was he a chronic masturbator? Like,
I don't know where that came from, but random.
Well, it's crazy, okay? But I'm coming into this journey with the open mind and the open heart, so I'm definitely willing to give him a chance. All right, so kids, you want them?
I'm with a woman who doesn't want to have kids. I'm okay not having kids.
Okay. So like if you ask me like, do you want kids? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna say, oh, if the man I want them want kids, because that don't have nothing to do with my wants.
So you may have kids whether you have a man or not.
No, I'm not.
So they're having a silly argument, but it's kind of funny because these are the same two people that got booted at the end of this episode. And I think both of their personalities are a little quirky. And I think I actually think they would make really great friends because I think they kind of understand each other in a way that most people don't. Relationship wise, no, I don't think they need to be together. But I do find it very ironic that they are kind of both these quirky individuals that not everybody can kind of really relate to or really like take serious, because they both are very jokey and very like outspoken and kind of like loud. And I think that possibly they use their humor as a defense mechanism because they don't really want people to get too close. So, but I want to talk about so Eddie and Deanna, I think is her name.
I don't like being in fear of something, so I like tackling it.
Yeah, I love that. No fear.
Yeah.
Can't have no fear.
Yeah.
When Deanna told me her career, that got me. Being a firefighter, you got, rise to the occasion.
I see that we got the same type of.
I think he would be a very stable ground for her. He works in construction. I think he has 2 kids. I don't think she has any kids, but I think he would be a very, very stable, calm ground for her. And I think his calmness, at least he seems like he's very calm, very laid back, I think will be perfect for her, because when she's coming home from a very high intensity, type of day at work, I think coming home to him would be very nice and very relaxed. He seems just very calming. And I think they would make a really great pair. I'm not too sure. There's nothing that I'm really like that's standing out about Eddie for me so far. I haven't really heard anything that is concerning, but I still want to kind of keep my eye out. But I think if they were to become a thing, I think this would actually be a pretty nice couple.
The strong mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, ambitious, and she about her business. I'm scared of you. I don't know. I'm scared of you.
So they
Them
said
niggas
So
Jones,
I'm gonna go
and we
to-
definitely were vibing.
My baby is true to everything.
Okay, yeah, these two
Now
do not
I
need
don't
to
know if
be
that's game
a
or
thing.
if he was sincere, but I'm definitely gonna find out.
Why you looking for love?
I just want a person to
So
build
she
that family.
goes
and-
I'm super
into
loyal.
No.
interrogate
I said,
him.
what was wrong?
Oh my God. You keep 21 questioning me and label me a hoe, we're gonna have an issue. The woman try to hold it over my head like, oh, you don't want to commit. I'm like, bro, I've been 11 years. I know what that takes.
So here's my thing. I completely understand that she wants to get answers and get questions, but I also don't think interrogating him was the best way to do it. I think if you just let him talk, I think he would have opened up and you would have gotten the information that you need. But I do think there's always like a few women on this show that are very interviewee like, very interrogating. They want questions or they want answers, and they're just like very much. And I think that really does turn off any guy, any person, to be honest. And I think there's a way to get the answers without being super like interrogating. But I also get that, they're on a very much no BS. They want to know kind of who you are, which I get it. But I do think that if she would have just allowed him to talk and maybe even ask questions that were a little bit more open-ended, we would have got a little bit more information as to who he was and what he's been doing for the past 4 years. I would say I don't necessarily think him being a player or him being like, I don't even think he really meant it in that way. I just think in his mind, he got out of an 11-year relationship and he wanted to be single and he wanted to enjoy being a single man. I mean, like, I think at this moment, that's when he told her like they were 19. So, I mean, I can understand that. By the time you're 30, he's trying to figure out who he is. And so he's out there dating and doing whatever, which, hey, that's his business. And now he's taking the time and he feels like he's ready for another relationship. So I don't know why she was interrogating him this hard, especially at this stage. I think she could have just let him talk and we would have got more information as to who and what he was doing. But this completely turned him off. I can see it all over. It completely turned him off. And I'm sure when he starts talking to the other guys, they're going to have the same thing, because if she is not able to turn that off, they're not going to be interested.
Just because you was in something for 11 years does not mean that you was committed.
Let me tell you the real,
true.
so that you can like, okay, he's reformed.
He seemed like a player.
I don't even, bro. Get it.
Yeah, he's completely turned off. Which, I mean, hey, cool. It is what it is.
Camille, the first day she came in like, that's my man. Y'all better not.
This is how you can rush into a marriage and then wind up divorced.
Like you.
All right.
Twice.
I just want to get to the end. Will and Naeem are the final two that they put down. And basically, Will jokes too much and Naeem got the 5 kids, which we figured. But basically, towards the end, they decide that Will, the guy in the blue shirt, should not be there. He's not ready to love. Which I wasn't surprised, because I think Naeem just has a little bit more of what the ladies are looking for as far as the looks and maybe something else. But because honestly, every season we've seen, they have not gotten rid of guys that have multiple kids, which whatever. But I also just don't think Naeem is really ready to love either, but we'll see. So I don't think Will should have been kicked out this soon because of his humor. I think it's a defense mechanism. And I think if they would have just allowed him to if they would have just allowed him to like bring that down and get comfortable, I think we would have learned a little bit more about Will, which is why I'm glad Tommy allowed him to stay. And then towards the end, we have, let's see.
The guys feel.
So we have Sahara and let's see the other, and I can't remember her name. But again, wasn't surprised because like I said, men do not like to be interrogated or feel very interviewed. And I'm sure she did that to the other men as well. So that's probably why they put her down to the bottom. And I think they even mentioned that as well. And then of course, Sahara, just homegirl vibes. These men are not looking for their homegirl. They're looking for their wife, their person, you know, a woman that they're proud to stand next to. Not saying that she's not, but I think her personality is so big that I think it's okay to have humor, but I think it's also good to know when to be charming at the same time and be able to like do those things kind of like fluid, be able to like combine them so it feels more sexy and sultry and a little like playful banter as opposed to just being a comedian. And we've seen that in one of the other seasons. I want to say, I think it was Dallas, Texas, where the lady was a comedian. She was an actual comedian, and just the guys were not feeling her. I think there was a lot of other things that they just weren't feeling about her, but that in particular, I just don't think was something that they were going to be able to overlook. So let's see. So
I've been like, baby.
Damn.
So what I didn't like about Sahara is her reaction, her and Will's actually, to be honest. And again, I just think they're probably just very misunderstood. And I think it was just an easy choice to kind of just boot them out. But I wish Sahara would have been a little bit more tactful. Like, she didn't have to go that hard. I get it. Nobody wants to be rejected. It does not feel good. And I think that she just was embarrassed. But I just wish she would have just kind of took it on the chin, went back to the little lineup or whatever, and just waited until they got the second batch of the guys, because now it just looks like you're a little bit butthurt. And I don't think that translates well because, you know, nobody wants to feel that level of energy. And she was already just kind of like, yeah, these dudes, I'm just exiting out. And I, again, don't think men like that, and they will talk. So I feel like they're still going to boot her. Like, probably in the next episode, I think that she'll probably end up leaving, unless there's just another woman in the second batch that's even worse. But basically, those are my thoughts on Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 1. I'm very excited to see how this goes. I definitely have been missing this show, so I cannot wait to see what other couples come out. I definitely can't wait to see the second batch, because I'm just not really feeling this batch right now. Like, I don't feel like there's anybody that I'm like, ooh, okay. So hopefully in the next episode, we'll see a little bit more fineness come from Philly, and also kind of a little bit more seriousness when it comes to kind of like some men and women, and they know exactly what they're looking for. So definitely can't wait. But we'll be talking about more stuff like this in another episode. We'll be covering Married at First Sight. I've already seen the show, so I'm already caught up. So I definitely want to do a review of just everything that I've watched so far. And then, of course, we have Love is Blind coming up on February 14th. So definitely can't wait. And I will see you guys in the next video.